We begin in New Hampshire, home, of course, to the nation's first primary, which is still more than 9 months away. But for nearly 20 Republicans who've either announced they will run for president or are contemplating a run, New Hampshire is the center of the political universe this weekend. The state Republican Party is hosting a 2-day conference so that New Hampshire voters can hear from everyone from the frontrunners to the little-knowns, all looking to get some traction. While differences on issues ranging from climate change to Social Security to the economy divide many of these Republicans, the most significant unifier is actually a Democrat.
This is Hillary Clinton's speech. I'm sorry, this isn't my speech.
Hillary Clinton must not be president.
Hillary Clinton couldn't be here today.
I ran against the Clinton political machine.
When Hillary Clinton travels, there's going to need to be 2 planes, one for her and her entourage and one for her baggage.
Joining me now, CBS News political director John Dickerson, who's at the Republican Leadership Summit in Nashua. John, a lot of Republican candidates in New Hampshire either announced or prospective. Any names that are starting to emerge and separating themselves from the pack?
Not yet. We're 10 months out from the primary, and there seems to be no winnowing going on. There are about a dozen candidates who are all kind of bunched together here. In the past in Republican politics, there's been one candidate who's put all their chips on a New Hampshire, and everybody has to kind of fight against that. Here, everybody is competing in a wide open race, so there's a lot of choosing yet to be done.
So if it's still wide open in terms of specific candidates, what are you learning about the kinds of characteristics that Republicans would like to see in a candidate in the state for the primary?
Well, because it is so wide open, you talk to activists and they're looking at different characteristics, young versus old, forward versus backward. And one that's emerged here is senator versus governor. When the pollster Frank Luntz surveyed the activists here this morning, he asked those who wanted a senator to be in the White House to raise their hand. About 3 to 5 did. Then he asked the same question about those who wanted to see a governor in the White House, and more than 100 people raised their hand. There is a clear bias towards somebody who has been governor, who's been in situations that most closely approximate the kind of tension and crises you might see in the White House, Jim.
So in this first primary in the nation, the prospective voters know what they're looking for, if not who they're looking for yet. John Dickerson in Nashua, New Hampshire. Thank you. We should add that after the Republicans finish up this weekend, Mrs. Clinton will arrive in New Hampshire Monday to begin her own 2-day swing through the state.